Let's make sure the place is safe because there are a bunch of cannibals. Wait. Did you know that Pedro Pascal is playing Mr. Fantastic and it's gonna suck? Did you know that Pedro Pascal as Mr. Fantastic could suck himself off? That's the greatest ability that the Mr. Fantastic has.
He doesn't have to bend himself over like an accordion.
He can just stretch his dick out.
Well, I was thinking he could stretch his head down.
No, you could go and stick it in your own mouth.
Because when he stretches his dick out, then he's only getting the tip end.
But he could stretch it out as much as he wanted, though.
But it would be, if he's gonna suck his own dick, it would be better if he stretched his head down.
Actually, true.
He could elongate his jaw and really give himself a king sloppy toppy. Yeah?
True. Now we're at the cannibal's farm. This is awesome. Maybe we can all die.
Mr. Fantastic is one of the few superheroes who can recreate tentacle hentai porn with any woman he dates. But he's such an uptight prick, I bet he wouldn't even do that. Johnny Storm should have gotten those powers. He would have used them for much better things.
He used them to be weird. True.
Did you know that Johnny Storm slept with Doctor Doom's bride, and then he was cursed to eternally be on fire by Doctor Doom?
No, but I can see Johnny Storm doing that.
What I really don't know is if the woman you're about to marry fucks Johnny Storm, which is he's the kind of
he's pathetic.
He's just really lame fuckboy. Why would you I mean, yeah, sure, take it out on him, but I don't know. I just feel like she's kind of a shit bride, you know. I very quickly, get over that sadness because kind of a bitch.
I like how the dude playing him is deciding to get.
No, dude, don't. That's bullshit, man. Who knows?
It's just,
man. Don't get up here and start whining about fucking Marvel, dude. That shit fell off 8 million years ago. Who gives a shit, dog?
Yeah, true. The last good Marvel movie was Love and Thunder. That was decent.
Nah, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? The last good Marvel thing was fucking Endgame, and then everything after that was meh.
And then the only good Marvel TV show was Moon Knight, and all the other ones.
No,
were
the best Marvel
shit.
TV show was She-Hulk because she twerked with Megan Thee Stallion. And if you put that as a GIF on repeat, you can goon to it.
You can goon to the shitty CGI She-Hulk.
I was watching Walking with Dinosaurs.
Yeah.
And the CGI's got off on that, but at certain points, I feel like you could do a one-to-one comparison of some of the shots from She-Hulk and Walking with Dinosaurs, and I don't know, man. It's really bad when you start to think that Lou Ferrigno's Hulk TV show might have been better.
Also, it's Disney, okay? How did they have such a shit budget?
Well, because financially CGI in every fucking thing, and the main character being entirely CGI for an entire TV show is not really financially viable. For a TV show.
That's why practical effects are.
Well, also just
thing.
Not having a giant green.
Yeah, maybe
person
not making a show about.
Show.
Maybe not making a show about She-Hulk because she sucks.
No, She-Hulk's great. What are you talking?
I never read any of her comics. So.
Oh, shut up! See, you're
I only
exposing your ignorance.
I only read the OG comics.
I mean, the ones where Iron Man plugs himself through the fucking outlet.
Yeah. Those ones, and where there's something funny. What's this? Originally the Hulk. Yeah, he turned into the Hulk at night.
Yeah, and he was Ben Banner.
No, he was called Bob Banner.
Bob Banner, and he was gray. And Thor was a doctor, and he had a cane, and his cane would turn into Mjolnir.
Yeah,
because they all had
he was a cane with he was a doctor with a limp, and when you take his cane, he'd strike it upon the ground, and
because they all had to have alter egos, because that was a thing back then, and then they realized some characters kind of lame to have alter egos,
and they'd be if Thor got his hammer got taken away from him him for more than like 60 seconds, he'd turn back into like the weak doctor guy. It was kind of funny because he'd be like, "Oh no, he dropped his hammer. He better watch out. He might."
Oh, he doesn't want you to go to the barn. Say, I'm trying to help.
No, I'm just curious. He's like, I'm just curious about your barn.
Thanks to the fence, nothing gets in here anymore.
He keeps the pigs in there.
Daddy's took most of her cattle before.
If you ate a pig like a cop, would it count as pork?
Do that after we tend to the
Long pork.
No, but like they're
John Pork? Wait, what was John Pork again? And who killed John Pork?
Fuck off.
Was it Simon Cheese or something?
Fuck off with your brain rot shit.
John Pork? What was his name? John Pork?
John Porking?
Good, but I need some rope.
I need some rope. Actually, I don't
It was
care.
Tim Cheese. Tim Cheese killed John Pork.
Wait, you know what's funny? Is on Spotify? Fuck off.
Oh my god, John Pork is called.
Fuck off. Stare off that shit.
But John Pork's calling you.
Dude, but one thing
John
is-
Pork and wait, but then there's Tim Cheese, and then there was another character in the universe.
I don't care.
I'm
what
gonna look
funny?
up the John Pork
something
cinematic
funny.
universe.
Okay, is that I kept getting these ads on Spotify for like to the Boston Marathon, and they were like part of this thing where it's like
Yeah.
add your songs to the Boston Marathon like playlist. And so I was like, okay, I gotta do this. I went and tried to add "White Girls Fuck Dogs," a classic song, into the
Yeah.
playlist. It didn't allow me.
That's really unfortunate. Wait, you want to hear all of it? John Pork's aliases are Blood and John Pork's. Tobias Bacon is his father. Jolene Pork is mother. Jenny Pork is sister. Kanye Pork brother. And Marco Pork is a brother. And Matilda Pork is his aunt. And Walter Pork is his uncle. And Humphreys Pork cousin. And Nitram Pork wife.
Do you think John
Matthew
Pork
Pork's
was
son.
was
Janik
porking-
Porno remote cousin. And Remy Pork lost son. And his occupation is killing, calling people, and then in quotations, never received an answer.
I will. I think. Would you pork John Pork?
No.
Why not? You a porkophile? And then a
no, I just don't
porkophobe.
like porking. Tobias Pork.
This Zambi's been shot with an arrow.
That's real disappointing.
Wait a minute. Wait, look at this arrow, okay? This arrow is stuck in its neck.
Well, I'm trying to learn
Yeah, but
about
look.
the other ones, okay?
It's stuck in its neck. How would this kill it? He has to hit
In
the
May
brain.
2010, his
Unless,
first
hit the
act
brain
was to
stem.
strike a deal with Osama bin Laden to put posters of him everywhere. Gang activities and creation of the funniest video ever. In the same year, the month of the Donghi Island visiting, he was notorious around Atlanta as an extreme gangster who would kill anyone who even just slightly aggravated him. He continued this behavior until he saw the way of God and decided to become a social media influencer on April 8th, 2022, where it blew up instantly on the same day until his death.
You know,
John Pork's life and criminal career were deeply intertwined with his arch rival, Nathaniel Beef, a high-ranking member of the Bloods.
So what's your take on
this shit is just like. This is what happens when people are allowed to create their own lore.
Okay. Ooh, his Tim Cheese's relatives. Biggie Cheese is his cousin.
Biggie Cheese?
Justin Cheddar is his cousin.
Dude. When's the...
Timothy Wiener Schnitzel Cheese, more commonly known as Tim. Or is it...
When's the Boston Marathon?
I don't know.
Look it up.
You never get used to the smell, do you?
Nathaniel Beef.
I heard that
Nathaniel Marcus Camel Beef, commonly known as Nathaniel Beef, was a high-ranking member of the Bloods and was...
I heard that the Boston Marathon is a real blast. Yeah, I heard it's the bomb.
Yeah, that's real funny. I heard that the Twin Towers went out with a bang.
I gotta say though, the Boston bombing, kind of a pathetic, like terrorist bombing. Like it only killed like the amount of people it killed. For like a crowd, there's barely like it just wasn't very impressive. They gotta do.
I hope you get blown up in the next one. Since you think it's so unimpressive.
It was. Like, seriously, it was only like 8 people died or something. Like, compared to, like, other...
It's really unfortunate that more weren't killed. I totally agree with you. It would have been so much better if, like, you know, hundreds of people
I'm just
had been
saying
killed.
that the terrorists really, like, really let us down with that one.
He knows we're out here.
If you're gonna...
Now they're trapped in between the fence. Run. Go to the tractor.
The tractor.
We had an agreement. Now you're Who the fuck is that? No idea.
It's the Raiders, dumbass, who you saw earlier, who had a crossbow, and now people are shooting at you.
Wait, look at the tractor.
You gotta take out the block.
Yeah, obviously. Now push it.
Yeah, you gotta push the tractor. Oh, you gotta like disengage.
You have to disconnect. No, you have to disconnect the dragging thing behind it.
No, you gotta turn off the brake.
Of course.
No, I thought.
The thing in the back. See, you have to disconnect that.
Come on. If we can reach the gate, we can get through this fence and back to the house. Shit, that hurts.
I wish the tractor would move a little bit faster so I didn't have to inch like this.
These guys really suck at aiming.
Yeah, that dude is not in cover at all, and they're just missing him.
What happened?
He got stuck on
One
the
of the dead we
sand.
pushed down earlier. Gonna have to move.
Push it.
These guys.
Well, this gameplay is riveting.
Yeah, this is.
How is this game even popular?
I think it's just because the choices and stuff were like interesting.
Another one?
It wasn't good because of the gameplay. Okay, it was like the story really.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It was the story and choices. No one was playing this because they liked it.
Kill it with the axe.
He doesn't have the axe.
He does. It's literally in his inventory.
See, he has to get it out of his inventory. Fuck, I just said your name again.
You're so special.
What is this zombie? What is... Dang, that's a very flimsy zombie.
My God, look at it go. It moves faster than when it had legs.
Oh no, it tripped me.
How is it so fast? You died? Actually, how is it so fast?
It gained the power of speed from having
Hit it with the axe.
From having it's like a...
Hit it with the axe.
You can't.
Why can't you? It's literally in your inventory.
Can you access it? No.
This is bullshit, man.
It's like the what's his name? You guys engorged testicle taken off, and then you could bike better.
Who?
Who's that? There's that biker. What's his name?
What are you talking about?
He had like a fucked up testicle.
You talking about Neil Armstrong?
Yeah.
No, wait, that was.
Yeah, I think it was.
No, I don't think it was Neil Armstrong. Wait.
This camera
I'm gonna
sucks.
look up bicyclist
with engorged testicle. Remember that picture of all those like cyclists from like last year or whatever?
The badunkadunks.
Yeah, with like the massive ass.
perineal nodular swelling, also known as biker's nodule,
Who was
which can occur in cyclists due to prolonged pressure and friction from the saddle.
It was a goddamn ambush out there.
Who was it? It was Neil
Holy
Armstrong.
shit,
right?
are you okay?
Bandits here on our property?
He's like,
It's
they're
not,
bandits.
It's not testicular
It was
swelling.
those bastards in the woods, Mama.
That's just nuts.
I'll be alright once it's out, but god damn, it hurts.
Hey, y'all.
You know, that arrow looks like it may have hit his shoulder
Are
blade.
you gonna be okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. I should
You know,
just-
usually if you get hit in the back with an arrow, you bleed a lot and usually can't do much because it hurts.
We'll have you about
What the
this
fuck
place
are you
neat.
doing?
Lance Armstrong.
Lance Armstrong, that's right. So much.
for your deed.
What he rode with one testicle.
Yeah.
His left testicle surgically removed in 1996 after being diagnosed with testicular cancer.
Listen, we may have had an agreement with
Yeah.
those people, but
And
we
he
will
was
not
faster
stand for
after.
this shit.
This, yeah, but no, he wasn't.
He was.
No,
It
and the
boosted-
titles were stripped because he did due to doping.
But I
Oh.
think I know where at least one of their
So it wasn't the loss of the testicle, it was just he was on drugs.
Yeah, but that's also just delusional. How would taking away a testicle make him bike faster?
Well, maybe he could move his legs faster because his testicles wasn't in the way.
If you think about it, having one testicle, you're more likely to sit on it. Instead
Yeah,
of the
true.
two that
Yeah, because
they
they
nicely
split.
They split over
Yeah.
the bike.
Oh, cool your jets.
You know, most testicles are at different, like slightly below the other.
Yeah, and every man dreams of having perfectly even testicles, not
But that would suck.
disgustingly uneven ones.
That would suck though, because the reason they're uneven is so like they don't squish together.
Real charming, Dad.
I want
don't
though.
bonk
I
together.
think that people focus too much on penis size when the real
Yes,
flex
the
is having
balls.
perfectly even, beautiful balls.
Or really big balls. So balls
no.
so
No,
big,
no.
you can use them as a cushion when you sit down.
I don't want that. There's actually a weird thing where you get really massively swollen balls, and I can't remember what it was. But in the class I took on plagues and diseases, the professor was showing us images of the giant swollen balls. And they were so big that it looked like a donut. You know those donuts that you sit on?
Yeah.
It looks like that size.
I think that would be really funny to have balls that big.
Mm,
They'd probably get in the way when you're having sex, though.
no, it was a condition.
Though I gotta say, they probably make your dick look smaller because your balls are so big. They like.
No, these were like a condition.
What's that line from the Bash Bros? My
My
nuts,
my
nuts rinky dinky because the
roid's
roid's so strong,
but it makes the Jimmy Jam look
the aforementioned
Jimmy Jam look long.
That's the end of the episode.
Further interruption, let's celebrate and suck some dick.